You were born human, flesh and bone. DNA spun into a double helix by a billion years of trial and error. Evolution, they told you. Natural selection, the grand design. But here's the thing no one told you. The design is being hacked, right now, quietly, invisibly, and no one asked for your permission. They're editing your genes, they're rewriting your biology, they're upgrading the species, and you weren't invited to the planning meeting. You didn't get a vote, you didn't get a briefing, you didn't even get a warning. While you were busy living your life, they were busy redesigning it, one microscopic edit at a time, quietly, invisibly, permanently. And by the time you realize what's changed, it won't just be your body, it'll be your instincts, your emotions, your humanity itself. This isn't the future, this is the now, and if you're not paying attention, you might wake up one day and realize you're not fully human anymore. You're a prototype, a test subject, a post-organic organism wearing meat like a hoodie. And the scariest part? You probably said yes to it. Let's start with the basics. You've heard of CRISPR, right? It's the gene editing technology that lets scientists cut, paste, and reprogram strands of DNA like a Word document. Sounds futuristic, revolutionary, miraculous, and it is. CRISPR has been used to cure diseases, grow organs, and edit embryos. It's already transformed agriculture, medicine, and biotech industries faster than most people can spell genome. But here's the part they don't put in the TED Talks. This tech didn't stay in the lab. It didn't wait for ethical debates or long-term studies. It went rogue, it went corporate, and now it's crawling into your life through the food you eat, the shots you get, the pills you take, and the air you breathe. You think genetic engineering only affects people in white coats and sci-fi labs? That it's something happening far away behind locked doors in secret research facilities? Think again, it's already here. It's already affecting you. It's not theoretical. It's not distant. It's sitting on your dinner plate. It's lurking in your grocery cart. It's floating down your bloodstream. You're not watching the experiment. You're living in it. Let's talk food. If you live in the US, you've already eaten genetically edited organisms, whether you know it or not. And no, not just GMOs and corn or soy. We're talking gene-edited mushrooms, lab-grown meats, tomatoes engineered to never rot, milk without cows, chicken without feathers, wheat that resists drought, but maybe also your immune system. And here's the kicker. US law doesn't require labeling for many gene-edited foods. If they don't contain foreign DNA, they can slide right under your radar. No warning, no disclaimer, just aisle 7. So when you bite into that burger or sip that smoothie, you might be swallowing a biological experiment, something your great-grandparents wouldn't recognize as food, something that's been altered on the molecular level. You are what you eat? Then guess what? You're a genetically modified organism too. Still think this doesn't affect you? Let's move on to medicine. In 2023, a biotech company launched a gene therapy for rare inherited blindness. Amazing, right? What they didn't emphasize, the therapy costs $850,000. And oh yeah, once the gene is edited, it's permanent. Passed down to your kids, their kids, their kids' kids. It's not a patch, it's a rewrite. Gene therapy is becoming the holy grail of big pharma. Why treat a disease when you can upgrade the human? There are now gene editing treatments in trials for everything from cancer to high cholesterol to aging itself. Sounds good, until you realize the tech doesn't always work. Sometimes it edits the wrong gene, sometimes it causes tumors, sometimes it just breaks something and nobody knows why. But you wouldn't know that, because they don't tell you. They patent the tech, they bury the side effects, they hand you a waiver and call it progress. And when a gene therapy goes wrong, there's no uninstall button. Your DNA has no undo. Now let's talk vaccines. No, this isn't about microchips. This is about mRNA. The technology behind many modern vaccines that teaches your cells to make proteins that look like viruses so your immune system learns to respond. Again, sounds brilliant, and in many ways it is, but here's the problem. This tech opened the door to programmable biology. Your body isn't just reacting to viruses, it's reacting to instructions. And those instructions can be changed. They are being changed by people with patents, by companies with quarterly earnings, by governments with strategic agendas. You're no longer just a human being, you're a platform, and the updates are coming whether you asked for them or not. Let's go deeper. Have you heard of gene drives? They're CRISPR-based systems designed to force genetic changes through entire populations. You can edit one mosquito, and within a few generations, the entire species changes. Gone. Rewritten. Gene drives have already been released into the wild to control malaria, they say, to save lives. But what happens when someone releases a gene drive into humans? Don't think it's possible. There are already military contracts exploring how to use gene editing for national security, to enhance soldiers, to reduce fear, to boost strength, to increase compliance. DARPA has spent millions on synthetic biology and neurogenetics. Because the next arms race isn't about bombs, it's about biology. And if they can make someone stronger, smarter, more obedient, they can also make someone sicker, dumber, more passive. The same technology that can cure can also corrupt. Let's talk patents. Did you know that your DNA can be owned? Biotech companies have been filing patents on gene sequences for years. If a company edits a gene and it ends up in you, whether through therapy, food, or inheritance, they can claim partial ownership. Sounds crazy? There are court cases, there are legal precedents, there are companies that literally own the rights to certain human genes. And guess what? Once something is patented, it can be licensed, restricted, monetized. So who owns your body, you, or the corporation that improved it? You want to get really paranoid? They're now working on inhalable CRISPR, gene editing tools that can be absorbed through the lungs, no needles, no pills, just air. Imagine walking into a subway and breathing in a genetic update. You don't know it, you don't feel it. But the code of your cells has just been rewritten. Does that sound impossible? It's not, it's being tested. And once it rolls out, how will you know if you've been edited? You won't. Let's step back. This isn't about whether gene editing is good or bad, it's about power. Who decides what genes are worth keeping? Who decides what traits are acceptable? Who gets the upgrades? And who gets left behind? Because, make no mistake, this is the beginning of biological class warfare. The wealthy will buy enhancements, better eyesight, stronger bones, disease resistance, maybe even extended lifespan. And the poor? They'll get experimental fixes, maybe, or nothing. We are walking into a future where humanity is no longer one species, where some people are literally genetically superior, not through nature, but through money. And here's the sick twist. While the elite are editing themselves into gods, you're being edited without consent. Not through surgeries, not through injections, but through the systems you already use. Gene-altering nanotech in consumer products, CRISPR enzyme residues in certain sprays, genetically altered bacteria used in food production, all of it slowly shaping your biology. You didn't opt in, you didn't get informed, but your DNA is no longer private. It's no longer sacred, it's no longer safe. So what can you do? You can't stop the technology, but you can wake up, start asking questions, start reading the fine print, start pushing for transparency. Because if they control your genes, they control you, your emotions, your intelligence, your fertility, your instincts. And if we don't draw the line now, soon there won't be a line left. So let's recap. They're editing your food, they're editing your medicine, they're editing your children's DNA, they're editing the very definition of what it means to be human, and they're doing it without your knowledge, without your consent, without accountability. You're not a citizen anymore, you're a bioasset, and the next update is already in production. If this shook you, good. That means you're still human, so before they rewrite that part of you too, do something they hate. Subscribe to this channel, like this video if you still believe in informed consent, share it before it's buried by the algorithm. Because when they control the code of life, you better fight like hell to keep your soul, before they patent that too.